We may have to move the cameras by the time that we get the canvas nice and wet, but this is going to be a literally every single step painting. Hi, by the way, my name is Paint with Josh. Nice to see you today. I'm going to show you literally every single step that we're going to do on this black canvas to make this gorgeous little pinky purpley little seascape. It's going to be so much fun. So we're going to take our liquid clear. We're going to dip in just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. Remember, you can always go add more. If you put too much up here to start, it's not going to be fun. And you're going to waste a lot of it, right? So we kind of crisscross it around the thing, and then we'll spread it together. And then give me a second so I can check the camera and make sure that it's actually not full of glare. Once this canvas gets wet, as you can see, a lot of glare will come from those lights. So I may need to adjust it a little bit. We may be perfect. You never know. You never know until it gets wet. So a lot of people like to see, I always like to do this part prior to the show so it's not as boring. You don't have to watch me just put some clear paint onto a black canvas, right? But a lot of people want to see every single step. So we like to show every single step. It does not take long to cover your whole canvas, and it does not take a lot of paint to cover your whole canvas. Now let me check that glare. Let's just see. Everything's looking good. I like it, especially if I'm standing in the way of all of my glare from this side. You guys can't really see it, right? So, looking cool. Now, let's get out here and let's make sure that we go across it one more time. Just one more time. And remember, we're streaming everywhere, so wherever you are, we're streaming on the other two platforms as well. Maybe the mods can tell you where to go. Maybe it's me when I tell you where to go that we get those things. So, we got our liquid clear on the canvas, and then the next thing we're going to want to do after we spread it out and make sure that we rub it in real good. All right, how do you think we get so good at rubbing? You do all of the liquid clear and your hand starts building muscles that you didn't even know existed the more you scrub that paint in, right? My hands, I wish I had a hand massage so bad. Because my hand, when I get a hand massage, my face is like, from all the tension that we hold. I'm holding these brushes so tight. And the only reason that we have all that tension is because you have to push a lot of force. That's why I bring it up. You gotta push on the canvas with a lot of force when you're spreading around that paint. So it gets very, very, very thin, right? Now I'm gonna show you what we're gonna go through today. Our dioxazine purple, our dark sienna, Van Dyke brown. Thank you, I appreciate that. Van Dyke brown, and then dark sienna brown, our madder carmine, which is basically the Alizarin crimson, but from a different brand. This is from the Meeden brand. This is from the Gamblin brand. These two are Bob Ross colors. Then we've got our Prussian blue, Alizarin crimson, Bob Ross colors. Meeden ivory black, Gamblin 1980 ivory black right there, and then Bob Ross titanium white. I tend to use all three or all four major paint brands because it doesn't matter what brand you have, you can do some cool stuff. Now we need to figure out and try to remember what I was gonna do prior and get this crimson onto our canvas, our madder carmine color. I love this color from Meeden. You don't need a lot of it on the brush for it to spread and for it to retain that really crimsony reddish color. All right, so let's do some different things. If we're gonna have maybe a little pinky little area in our sky, why don't we drop down this little, I don't know, little triangle, little shape, little thing from there to there. And you might be able to see it a little bit more clearly than I can see it. In real life, it stays very, very, very dark, right? Now, if we were coming down here, we got a little bit further. We don't wanna go too far down. We need to have a separation, a disconnection from here. So there needs to be a bit of empty canvas in here. And let's take our eye of our wave and kind of mush it up into there. Just like that. Doesn't have to be too bright, doesn't have to be too crazy. We just want there to be a disconnect in there. If there's not a disconnect, then we're not gonna be having a good time. You're gonna have a bad time, right? The pizza when you French fry, you're gonna have a bad time. Now remember, all the wave crashes over the eye of the wave here, right? So over the transparent part, meaning again, we need to leave a different color, otherwise it will all be the same color. So leave a spot, we'll come over here like this, and just start putting in a little stripe, and we'll go down and over, down and over, down and over, right? Just like that. That's how you wanna lay it out, nice and flat. It's going down at a very slight angle, but the paint and our directional drags need to be very flat. Again, we're leaving an empty space because we're gonna come back in and put it in later. Now, once we get that area all brightened up, let's leave this for either some brown or some purple. We'll figure it out by the time we get there. Let's go over into our dioxazine purple from the Gamblin 1980 set. One of my absolute favorite colors to use, absolutely. one of my all-time favorites. It's gorgeous. It stays very deep and dark, and especially if you're putting it on with the Madder Carmine already on the brush, you're gonna get more of a cool color because it's already blending and mixing all automatically. That's the fun part about doing this technique, right? Everything is automatic. We put it out here, so let's put a little bit of purple on the top. You gotta have a little bit of purple above the eye, and then we're gonna have a little bit of purple below the eye down in here. Right? That way we'll have those differences. We're gonna take that purple and mix it up into the sky, into this empty area above our red stripe. It does not need to be very thick, right? You want it to kind of spread out, so we push on it with, again, a lot of force, okay? Then, let's drop down. Let's put one little purple swipe right there, just underneath our crimson area, so it's almost a flat line. It's just going down this little angle, okay? Since we don't have much color over here, in this empty space, let's pop a little bit of purple into the sky. Maybe we'll have like a pinkish cloud or something rolling up that way. And if that's the case, since we're just changing everything up, because that's what you can do when you get out here and change things. Ooh, I like it. Maybe I'll put a little moon or something back here instead of up here. It all depends. Now, since we've got those colors on there, let's get into our brown and our browns, our dark Sienna brown and the Van Dyke brown. And we need it to stay dark, right? We're not mixing, we're not putting anything else on the brush. We didn't wash the brush. It's got that crimson and purple paint, and then we got this bit of brown down around the bottom, which is all we're gonna need. So you guys check in, tell me where you're watching from right now, just to wherever it is in the world, tell me where you're from. I'm gonna go wash this brush off. Now I'll show you, since this is a literally every single step video, we like to show you the old nasty paint bucket that's down there. It's got a little screen in the bottom, so if you can see it, even though it looks like I'm dunking in the entire brush to the bottom, right? There's a little screen down there with just a very small amount of thinner. Then we pull it up, but keep it in the can while you spin it. That will kind of spray the edge and make it so it's not so drippy. You can see the majority of the color came out. Then what we're gonna do is flick it into a trash can, just like that. Just get it down and flick all that wetness out that you can, and then go into your beater bucket. Now, my beater bucket is just a 5-gallon bucket with an old golf ball basket turned upside down, sitting in the bottom, so I can beat the devil out of the brush, keeping everything nice and clean instead of spraying it all over the place if I were to do it all over the easel, right? So again, you guys check in, tell me where you're from. Where are you watching from? We got Orlando, UK, Hurricane Mills, Long Island. Let's see, Rumpelstiltskin's watching. That's a cool name. Let's see. No worries, Mark. No worries. Baltimore, Mississippi, Kentucky, Canada, Kentucky again, Canada again. Am I just reading the same things? Selah, Washington. I'm coming back to Selah, Washington to teach classes. So I hope that you are going to go to Happily Painted's website and check out my classes up there in Selah in about 3 weeks. We're gonna be up there on the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. So come check us out up there. Now, let's grab one of our old nasty fan brushes, right? Just an old nasty one. Probably one of the ones I used up in Selah when I taught classes last time. We're gonna get a little touch of our white paint onto it, and then we're gonna decide where we wanna have, do it right there, right here on the lower horizon. Let's pop it right here, right in that pink. Pow! Just a little thing, whatever it is, right? One little weird little bit of randomly deposited paint, and then we're gonna come out here and we're gonna mix it. And as we mix it, it's gonna start to fade away. The more that you drag it outwards and back inwards, the more we're gonna pick up darker colors and this, that, and the other. Right, now, what if we grab a little filbert brush, the one that looks like your fingertip out there, and you can also do this, and literally make a moon just by popping in with your fingertip, honestly. If you want it to be a little bit bigger, go with the brush. Right? Take our brush, pull it down on the one side, just literally on the one side of the brush. Don't need too much paint on it, and you definitely don't need it on the back side, just the front side. So we're gonna turn it towards the canvas, we're gonna push on it flat, just like that. 90-degree angle, right? I can't even make my wrist go that flat. And then we're gonna take it, we're gonna spin the brush out here into a little circle. This is probably one of the easiest things you can possibly do. As long as you keep the brush in the center, you'll have a little circle, or a little circle-esque of a circle. Right? And the bigger, and the more that you stray from the center, the bigger you then have to make your little circle. So, try to keep the brush in the middle, pull it away. This wicked cool little thing. If you leave a mark from pushing too hard in the center, just go across it again. You're all good. Look at that little guy. Ooh, he's just fabulous. Now, let's come out here and grab some more of our white paint. Just a little touch of white. Were you guys able to see that, by the way? I've been trying to keep my hands out of the way. Just want to know if you guys can see it or not. Right? Maybe, just maybe up here, grab a little bit more of our white. Since we've got that part of our sky that's kind of real bright, right? Maybe we got some clouds up here or something. What if they cut across? Start in the purple, they go into the pinky area, cut across into the purple area again. And you get all this craziness. In which case we're going to blend it backwards, right? Normally the top is our kind of bright area, rough area, but in this instance we want the bottom area to stay bright, and then we'll blend the top of it back. Just kind of opposite of what we normally do. If your moon was up here casting light, you would do it in the opposite way. All right, so again, I'll try to keep my hand out of your guys' way. Just drag some of that color back and just let it fade away. I'm trying to stay out of the way as much as I can anyway. And leave the bottom area kind of brighter. Oh, you guys, look at that. The more we kind of drag on these little things too, just very lightly, not trying to disturb too many things. But that's a cool looking cloud, my friends. It's already looking amazing. Let's come in here again. Same amount of paint on the brush, turn it upside down, and let's just make like a little bit brighter of an area along the bottom. Yeah. Oh, look at it. What if we pull this off to the side? Just painting with John is a lot of what ifs. What if we do this? What if there was another bright spot? Bang, right there. Just out there, right? With a little gap in between. You're never gonna know what it's gonna look like until you get out there and try it. So you got to try it. Go try some weird things out there in the night. Let this guy blend in a little bit more by pushing harder on it. Getting the paint to spread, or coming down here, or taking this and pushing it more over here. How do you want it to look? It's all up to you every time you do it. You know what I want to see? I just want to have this little, there, just a little flatter bit along the bottom. That's all. Little touch, very lightly, mix that guy up, just towards the thing, just like that. Boom, boom, boom. Little things, right? Leave some areas, leave some disconnects, leave something. Out there too, just a very far away little floater. Just an old little floater out there, floating above the ocean. Right? Where do you want yours to be? Again, all up to you. Drag this guy down, leaving the top bright because the moon is above it. So we can drag it down and down and down. Get softer and softer and softer, my friends. Now let's switch over to our palette tool. Again, you guys just check in. Just tell me where you're watching from. That's it. Like, where are you from around this world? That's all you got to do. See if we can zoom you guys in just a little. All right, get you a little closer. There. Everybody's looking good out there, looking good. Michigan, Mississippi, Ohio, Australia, Florida, Miami, Florida again, Alabama, Sweden. We're painting a seascape today. It's gonna be gorgeous. Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Tennessee. We got Missouri. Looking over here on Facebook, on YouTube, over Utah over there. Let's see, is this cousin? No, absolutely. Oh, you guys, did I not? Did I not? Oh my goodness, you are absolutely joking me. I did not. I did not get it up onto the website. I was totally... In any case, okay, I need to get it up on the website. Oh man, what a mess. Okay, I can still do this. We can do this quickly, okay? I'm gonna have to end the TikTok stream because it's the one that's easiest to restart and redo. And look at me, I'm sweating now. Because now I'm realizing there's no way for anybody to find this painting on my website because it's not there. And I need to fix that. So, actually, should we do the TikTok, the Facebook one? Let's do the Facebook one. Okay, everybody over on Facebook, I'm gonna come right back. We'll fire right back up again, but I have to have a device in order to get the thing in it. I know, I should have done it beforehand, but it's fine. Okay, I'll be back in a second over on Facebook. Everyone else just hang out. Okay, let's see. We're gonna have to, I can't believe it's so silly to do that, Josh. How could you have forgotten? Okay, let's get it over here quickly. What do we have? It's number, let's see, why is it always so different on this one? What did we do last? 1926? I'm sorry, guys. It shouldn't take very long, I swear. It should not take long. No, it's not. So this is 1928. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I can't believe I did it. It is so hot in the studio, too. Okay, duplicate. Here we go. 1928. Get over there. Watch how fast we can do this. 16 by 20. That's perfect. This one's a Seascape. Let's do this. Bam, bam, bam. I'm not going to let it mess me up. Painted on the 7th. Gorgeous. Cool. Okay, so this one will be right on the homepage. Just give me one more second. If anybody was looking for it or wanted it, or maybe comes into the stream later on, and I know I should have done all this prior, and should have done it all prior. I've been kind of pineapples in the rose garden all day today, you guys. Just pineapples in it. Okay, get rid of those two. Save this one. Listing, save, perfect. Go back here, back, get out, store, customize. Here we go. Okay, we're almost there. Swear. I swear. It's getting less hot in here now. That's not true. It's wickedly hot in here. Okay, take this guy. It's so funny. Okay, 1928. We'll be back. I'll go turn on the Facebook one again. It'll be really cool. 1928, please. Right there. Save. There we go. Okay. Perfect. It's saved. It's ready. Now I can get back here and redo all this again. Is it gonna go for me? Is it gonna be nice? Are you gonna be nice, or are you just? Of course not. Why would you be nice? Why would you be nice? I'm sorry, guys. I am. Just skip past this part when you're rewatching the tutorial. Just skip right past this part, and then we'll be all set. 4. There we go. Excellent. Okay, here we go, guys. We're coming back on. We're coming back. We're coming back. We're coming back. Coming back in. I'm going to do one little thing over here, and then we're there. Just give me 1 second. I know we should have done this prior. I can't believe that I actually forgot to do it. I haven't forgot to put a listing in the store in a long time. Okay, here we go. All right, now that we're back. It's freaking roasting hot, or highly embarrassed. One of the two. One of the two for sure. Okay, here we go. Here's the fun part. We're going to throw in the ocean scene now, right? If this is the eye of our wave, and we have our back ocean area back there, we don't want a whole lot of it to show, because we want our wave to go up over the horizon. Therefore, you don't have to paint your ocean all the way across. What we're going to do is kind of start right at the edge of where our eye is, just under the cloud, and then get lower and lower and lower. You can see it's a very slight downward angle. It is not straight across, because we don't need it to be straight. In order for our perspective to work out, it has to start at a place that's higher up. You have to go over here too, right? Wherever you want it to be, however far you want it to go. But remember, we're going to end up covering over that area. Now, instead of being very flat, we're going to change the angle of this one so it rolls up towards our moon. Starting over here and rolling up towards the moon is a good little place for you to go, right? Depending on where your moon is. I mean, if it's way up here, don't go up there. Right, little teeny tiny bit, and again, we're wiping it off so roughly that there's nothing left. Cut across it like that. And let's say we start out here, because I know the eye is going to roll up this way. All right, and again, start cutting it lower, but at a steeper angle. Now, there's a much more difference from this spot to this tiny spot than there is from that little spot all the way out to the edge. Right. All we're going to do from this moment is drag back by pushing harder on our little blade, kind of kissing the front, dragging back a few little things. Right. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to match out there. They don't have to be the same amount of brightness or anything else. It's literally it. Okay, we're gonna leave, or we have left, at least a 1/4 inch in between that color and the color of our eye of our wave. And this is a debate, whether you wanna go and do the eye first, or should we do the crashing water first? You type it in the comments now, and I'll do whichever one you wanna do. Right? I feel like a drummer out here. Did it hit the canvas? And did it not? I was expecting it. I mean, I didn't want it to hit the canvas, but yeah, that was kind of crazy. That was a little crazy out there, guys. Right, so should we do the eye or should we do the waves? I almost hit the canvas there. It feels like I did, and I'm just not seeing it yet, but we'll figure it out. Thank you, guys. Okay, should we do the crashing wave? Let's see. Stephen Hanks said hi. What's happening? Bob from Tennessee over there watching. You guys are cool. You guys are cool over there, man. All right. We normally do the crashing wave part first, so let's do the eye in this one. We'll take a little bit of our white. We're gonna come up here into that crimson color, leaving a little gap, right? Making it bigger on this one side, almost like a little swimmer. You guys know what I'm talking about. Bigger on this one side, little tail, as it goes out that way. Now, the reason that we do that, and we only put a very small amount of paint up there, is so that when we start mixing it, it's going to grow upwards towards our bit. We're trying not to touch that bit of paint either. We want them to stay separate. We need there to be a very small amount of a gap in here. And then the more that we mix this, the more like velvet it will become. Just softer and darker as it goes down and mixes away, leaving a nice bright area along the top, hopefully. And if it's not bright enough, go back in there with a little bit of paint. All right, then get back over here with your 1-inch brush, just softly mix it. We do this with the Paint with Josh 1-inch brush, the Bob Ross 1-inch brush. Both work perfectly well. Look at that for a bright spot. Right now, here's where we drop over the edge. And I like using the palette tool because of the texture that it leaves on the canvas. You don't have to use this. You can use a fan brush or whatever you want. We're gonna just literally pull out our titanium white because we've already got dark purple paint underneath here. You can sort of see it right there. As the pink mixed down into that purpley color, it starts to change, right? So when we do this and we roll up in, you can even do it with your finger like that. Roll up into the eye, you'll leave those cool little shadowy bits that roll up and catch, right? So I like the tool, cut across it like that so you get this little roll of paint, leave a disconnection, right, about as big as your fingertip, from there and go above your horizon to start. So we were on this angle with the handle, right? Always focus where the handle is. Because if I turn the handle this way, then you'll know that the thing's gonna rotate. If we're over here, we're gonna be going in a different direction, right? So if you ever can't see the edge of this, look where the handle is, right? We'll turn it over on this side, leave a space, start up here, very lightly at first, small. And the more you go down, the more you can get big and crazy. But you want it to be a semi-straight line as it's rolling down this way, right? Then we're gonna turn. And see, the more we go down this way, the more the angle of the handle changes. And then we start launching out stuff over to here and there. And then you can see the handle changing again as we come over to this side. It's all those angles, you guys, right? What are the angles that are going on? How much paint is there? And that was just off one little teeny tiny little amount, right? You don't need a whole lot. You really don't. If you want it to be bright right underneath that moon, just leave a little bit of white up there and then don't touch it. Don't you dare touch it, right? But having this there, angle, right? It's like a little bird. Looks like a little bird or the bat symbol or whatever. Much less up here because it hasn't fallen so far. We haven't reached all the way down to this spot yet, right? So you decide what you want it to look like, how bright it's going to be, this, that, and the other. Man, look at that moon. That's gorgeous. Now we're going to switch over to our fan brush, and we're going to grab our liquid white. You have to have the liquid white paint in order for the technique to work, right? You just absolutely have to have this stuff. It takes our thicker titanium white, which is almost dry when it comes out of the tube. That's the consistency of it. And it makes it into a much wetter, much more malleable version of its own self, okay? Now, we need to connect, like I was saying, up the thing towards the moon, right? We're gonna be riding on top of this white paint, not down into the eye. Gotta be on top. So we'll come up here and start tapping at it very slight, very light, very light, very light. A little bit more, boom, until we get above the horizon, above our wave, and then instantly filling up this little space down here. All right, so you don't do much up here when you're very first making that first thing. And I know there's a lot of paint on your brush when you're up there. All right, it's the very first time you're contacting the canvas with all that paint. So just remember to be just little. Less is more. Come up here, you can see we're just kind of smacking the canvas wherever we want it to be. Little bit. The more you put up there, the more it's going to grow, guys. I'm telling you. So don't let it grow too far, especially when we come in here with this brush. We start mixing it very lightly. Don't want it to grow, don't want to have everything look the same. We want there to be differences. We want there to be light areas and dark areas and this and that. We can blend it and blend it. Hey, get this big old, just coming out crazy. I love him already. I already love him, but we got to do it twice. All right, every time you do it, no matter what, go back, do it twice. Then we're gonna throw paint at the canvas, so I hope you're ready for that. Let's extend this guy a little bit more, just so we can change that angle so it's not so crazy. Drop him down. Where's it gonna come down and hit? In your mind, do less on your second time than you did on the first time. We're doing it for a reason, right? We don't need everything to look exactly the same. So start mixing this guy up. Kind of going over it much lighter, leaving brighter areas, leaving darker areas, so it's not, again, all the same. And now comes the favorite part, everybody's favorite part, you guys. You got to get out there and just launch this paint at the canvas. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna wash off the brush, then we're gonna load it up with our liquid white. Just a little, you don't wanna have a lot, okay? And I'm telling you for a reason. Over here, liquid white, little bit on the edge of the tool. Then we're gonna come over here and the littlest spray is going to launch off a ton, literal ton of watery spray at your canvas. So we're turning, we're launching. It's not just throwing it straight at the canvas, because that's gonna give you a different look, right? You want them to spray upwards, then you have to spray them upwards. Look at all that cool stuff happening out there. Fabulous, you guys. You put on as little or as many as you wanna do, okay? Just like that. And now, we're gonna come in underneath him. Actually, let's put a big old rock underneath that guy too. Little black, little crimson, little blue. And take our two brown colors as well. We're gonna mix those up into that very dark color. And then you guys, you got to go over to where the mods are telling you to go. If you want to find this painting, it's right there on the home page. You can be the one to get it. But you got to be first. We're gonna take a lot of that dark paint. It's got a lot of brown mixed up into it. And this one's gonna be neat, you guys. It's gonna be neat. Let's launch in just like a, I wanna go big. Let's go crazy up here. Let's go freaking nuts. I'm gonna come up here, yes, bang. Launching in, and then I'm gonna cover up all of this. So what I'm gonna do is remove wherever I want my rock to be. I wanna remove as much of that light colored paint as I can. And that way I won't have to put on too much dark colored paint to cover up all that brightness. Because every time we go to touch it, it's gonna wanna mix in with the color beneath it. And if that color is white, then we're in trouble. It's gonna wanna turn all of our dark color nice and bright. And we need it to be nice and dark. Now that I know where my rock is gonna sit, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna get all that liquid white paint and our titanium white paint all ready to go. And we might as well, since we're already here, should we throw some highlights on that little guy? What if we did like a pinkish brownish mix? Mix that guy up. Ooh, I like it. I like that color. It needs a little bit more of our white though, just a little touch. Yeah, we want to be able to see it on this dark canvas, don't we? We got to be able to see this sucker at night. So let's grab a little bit of that paint, again, just flattening it out, removing it so you grab a little roll. Let's come out here and start dropping it on. Kind of rounded strokes at the top. Different places are going to be brighter than other places are going to be. We never try to let it go all the way to the back. Right? And then change directions. Come down at it from a different angle. Right? You don't want every spot to look exactly the same or have every bit of paint pulled in exactly the same directions, right? You want to leave little areas of darkness. You want to have places of light, places where it feeds back, little shadows, little things, because it's going to help you when you go to do your painting, I'm telling you. Let's get a little bit of our dark brown color as well, just so we have the same texture on the back as we do the front. Take a little bit of that brown, just kind of seeding it in there into little places. You got this really textured little rock out there in the night. And then we can decide how you want it to look, right? Come up here, make it dark, maybe only bright on the edge out there. Maybe this guy changed, maybe it came down, right? How do you see it every time that you do it? Is another way to do it differently, right? And you can come back, kind of blend those guys back. Yeah. Going over it just one or two little times, seriously. The more you do, the cooler little things you're gonna have out there. I'm liking it, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. Oh. All up to you, literally, every time. Pull it down, go crazy. Now, let's come over here, get a little of our titanium white and the liquid white mix. We're gonna start back there. We're gonna push in hard and we're gonna cut it all the way down. Down, lower and lower and lower each time that we go down. Getting lower and lower and lower out there. That's all you gotta do is get lower. All right, let's take this guy. I don't like any of these highlights up here. I liked 0 of them. So, yeah, let's change the shape too. Changing the shape sometimes is quite helpful, meaning we're gonna come out here just a bit further. Just like that. There we go. Trying to get all that darkness on there, but not needing it to be so super dark. There. Just a big old scraggly old looking thing in the night. All you have to have. Now, with this guy, again, very light. Don't need every place to be all as bright, but just goes to show you can literally remove the paint, take it away, and then only light up areas that you want to see bright. You don't want it to see, if you don't want to see it brightly, then you don't have to have it show brightly. That's the whole best part about it, man. Very lightly, very light. You're in control, right? You're deciding how bright, how dark. Remember, it is a nighttime scene, so we're not going to see everything so supremely bright out every night. Right? Little changes is all you need. Now, with all this paint that's back here, we can even take a little bit more and deposit just straight back, straight back, straight back. Remembering the last time you were on an airplane, right? When you're on an airplane, you cannot just go straight up into the air, right? You have to roll along the edge before you take off, okay? So that's exactly what we're gonna do back here with our fan brush. Very lightly, and we'll start out here. All we're really gonna work from is our noon to 3 o'clock. Noon to 3 o'clock. So when you're out here, you're going 3 o'clock, and then you're getting into 2:30, and then it's 2 o'clock, and now we're into 1:30, and it's 1 o'clock, and now we're almost at 12:30, and we're going straight up, right? But we've gone back first. You've got to roll that thing back, and then launch it, right? And the more that you can do, the flatter you get out here, the cooler it's going to look. You get that really neat little change, all those colors happening back there. It's wicked. You can even come in with a bit of your titanium white, adding bits of bright kind of sea foam and stuff wherever you think it might be. It might be sitting, might be over here. And remember, that sea foam is seriously, it's not a perfect shape, right? It is broken, it's weird, it's a big glob sometimes. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's there. You never really know where it's gonna be. So you just kind of roll up, depositing little places, making sure that the front is brighter than the back. That's all we're really doing. Be out here with enough of that white to make sure our front is bright. That's literally it. Right? How far are you gonna roll in? How far are you gonna go back up? It's up to you. You are in control. You can do it with your brush. You can do it with your liner brush. I've done that many times. Just make little teeny little guys. You can get up here with your palette tool and have all those little diamonds in there too. It's up to you. What's happening out there? Right? A little bit. Right out on the edge. Oh, I love it. Now, let's get underneath this guy. We're going to put another little bit of wave over here too. So let's get a little touch of our liquid white. Don't have to paint such a large one this time. Just a little touch of the liquid white. Maybe it's kind of crashing right there. Just right in there, taking over some space. A little bright, a little here, a little there, whatever it is. It's kind of rolling up onto the edge. And then we'll get back there with that liquid white, titanium white mix. Just gonna break off a whole new little thing. Out like that, right? The more that you drag this guy backwards, the more all the same it's gonna be, right? So let's leave some areas that are deep and dark and mysterious and weird. And all the cool adjectives or verbs or whatever. I think they're adjectives, describing words. There, pop that sucker in. Crashing up against the rocks. Just little things, little bits of bright. Remember, it's all the same brightness, so you have to have some bit that's not the same, right? There must be some area of dark, no matter what. So even if it's got all the same pink, you gotta have some lights, some darks, all the same purpose, some light, some dark, right? You cannot have it just looking all exactly the same. Yeah, that's looking really cool, guys. Now, let's drop underneath this guy right here into that little purpley zone with our liquid white and our titanium white. It's about a 90-10 mix, so about 90% liquid white, about 10% titanium white. We don't need a whole lot for this guy. Now remember, we have that purple stripe, and then we've got that brown patch underneath. And then when we light up this guy, it's gonna be really cool. So there's really no way to mess this up as long as you don't let these two colors touch. If you can leave a little bit of darkness in between, and then get out there with this liquidy white paint and the titanium white mixed into it, so it's very runny, right? We've changed its consistency. A bit of skin on there, that's gonna hurt the painting if we try to keep going with that. We've changed its consistency to be a much wetter paint, right? Much less thick version of its own self because we mixed it in with that liquid white. Now, the more that you get down to your right side, the more you can pull. And I always ask in the streams, does this look like sand? And you guys always tell me no. So I'm gonna ask you again, does this look like sandy beach? Just yes or no. That rock now, oh, I love it. I love that rock. Look at it. Thank you for being there, Cosmic. Let's see, beautiful, thank you, Cindy, appreciate it. What a splash, look at that thing. It's like hitting, it's about to just overtake that entire rock, quite honestly. Right, we got a bunch of no's for Sandy Beach. What if we came down here though? And we mixed it and we pulled it down, down, down. Now does this look like wet sand? Just yes or no. Yes or no answers only. Does that look like a wet sandy-ish area? You tell me. Just yes or no. And if it doesn't, tell me what you think it looks like. We got not yet. We got no. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you over there on Facebook. You guys are looking awesome. Sorry, I had to end the Facebook stream and fire it back up. We forgot to put the painting in the store today. This is like the third time that's happened in my life. Man, that's looking cool, guys. Does it look like sand yet? What if we did this? We did our final theme, and we took that paint and we pulled it horizontally. So we've got these horizontal streaks of color instead of those vertical ones. And doesn't that look much more like wet, shiny, sandy, beachy area? Just tell me honestly. Because if not, I might have to change what I'm doing. But I'm pretty sure that that looks like that wet, sandy, beachy spot. Now remember, you can grab this painting over on my site. You just gotta head over there and get it. It's literally it. The mods can tell you how to get there. And if you don't know, it's me, Paint with Josh, right? And then you just put the normal thing you put at the end of sites. And that's it. You'll be able to find it. It's the very first painting that's over there. So if you like it, head over there now and grab it. We're gonna take our liquid white, 90%, right? Titanium white, just 10% of our pile. So now it's very runny, but it's not, or it's goopy, but it's not runny. It's not dripping anymore. And that's what the titanium white helps us with. Now we can drag this guy out just a little and then start shrinking down that little shadow underneath, right? You leave it too big, and it looks a little too weird. If you can shrink it just a little touch, right? Just by pushing down enough with that little roll of that really wet paint, and it'll slide and slide and slide all over, just like that. Drop it down, these really cool things. Now, out where our sandy reflection is, if you don't believe me yet, check this out. We'll come out here and just drop down again, out across that area, right, wherever it wants to be. And whatever we do, right, we're gonna take our brush. You never just leave it like that. We're gonna take our brush, we're gonna start sliding it out, back towards our wave, right, grabbing the littlest piece at the front, trying to leave a good section of that ridge, right? So if you have enough paint onto your blade and you come out here and you push hard enough, you will leave a little roll, a little ridge of that paint out there. And that little ridge is gonna feel like, when it gets dry anyway, it's gonna feel like your water right there. It's the coolest thing. So grab a little bit, don't take too much, slide it back. Never has to go back all the way. But doesn't that look like that wet, sandy, beachy area now? It's fantastic. Of course it does. Especially if you don't think it looks like sand yet, with just that brown color. Wait till I do this, okay? You just wait till I do this. Boom, ba-boom. I can't believe we're on number 1928 already. 1,928 paintings. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you. Looks like Sandy Beach to me, they say. Me too, doesn't it? Just doesn't it? Now, as we come out here with that same stuff we were kind of throwing into our water, you can even add more. You can splash some onto your rock, right? Just like that. Helping the rock be swallowed by the wave. The more little splashers you put on there, the more it's going to look like that. Now, same thing down here, right? You can get down here, back up from the canvas, and just start throwing out little white specks. The more little white specks that we toss out, the more like sand, it starts to look. You can also get them in your sandy retraction area. That's okay. There are little bubbles out there, right? Little things floating on top of the water. But doesn't that look like a sandy beach? Woo! Woo! Thank you, Diane. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. So you guys got to come up with a title for this painting now, right? Every time we do a painting show, and we literally only used the 2-inch, the 1-inch, the palette tool, the filbert, and a fan brush. That's literally it. We're going to introduce one more brush, and this last brush is our liner brush, which we just signed the paintings with, right? So it doesn't really need to be used, especially if you're not going to sign your painting. You don't really need to do it. I do have a really cool little signature. It stands for myself and my ex and our daughter, and they go into every painting. Caca! Just like that. Boom! Flying in. I know birds don't fly at night. Don't give me that nonsense. Those are my signature birds, and they absolutely fly into every painting that we ever do. So, throw down the signature. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Love it. Love it. You guys got to come up with a title. Remember, if you purchase it during the live show, you get to come up with the title. You get to tell us what the title is going to be each time, right? So if you think you have the best title, we're going to grab a little bit of our dioxazine purple with the odorless mineral spirits, just the smallest little bit. Start up in here into that dark area and just leave just a couple little things. Right? You don't want them to be just strings. You want there to be like a weird patch, a weird thing. So what I like to do is just kind of jiggle my liner brush around so we have these cool little things. You can even take some of the white, jiggle it up into it just to help kind of blend, right? All up to you, but the more little details that you put out here into the eye of the wave, the more chance you're gonna have of it finding a new home, right? All those little things roll up and inside there, they're so cool. And remember, make it messy. It's not supposed to be a perfect thing. We're not supposed to be able to see every part and be this most perfectest of all details, right? It's a lot of reason why people stop painting is because they're trying to make everything perfect, when in fact, you don't need to be perfect. Little finger painting, as always. Josh loves to finger paint, especially after we do the paintings. Very cool. Right. Excellent. Okay, so, yes, you got to come up with a title for it, and then hit me with your title suggestions. I'm going to finish washing off these 2 brushes, and then we're going to need a title. So, last time, if you get it during the live show, tonight only, you'll get to get the spin on the spinny winny wheel, the wheel of spinniness that likes to give back to the purchasers. A free gift. So, you gotta decide if this is the one for you. If you've been waiting for a pinky purpley seascape, I'd say it's the one for you. Look at that gorgeousness. There. Oh, clean my brush off again. You ever do that? Clean the brush and then instantly touch the painting again? Because I tend to do it all the time. I tend to do it all the time. Okay. Let's see. All right, guys. Hit me with the titles. We got time. We got time. Sent to Norway. Yeah, I mean, well, we have our international shipping set to cover the whole world, really. So if it's going to Australia, it's going to be the same. It's the same. You know what I mean? If it's going to the UK or Norway or South Africa or Belgium or even Canada, and they're right next to the US, and it's the same throughout the board. There's nothing I can really do because we have to, it's just nothing I can do. I'm sorry. The shipping is the shipping. I am not Jeff Bezos, and I can't do free shipping on everything, especially international free shipping. Nobody does international free shipping. So, let's see. I do appreciate you, though, honestly. I appreciate it. It is my goal to try to find new homes for these paintings, but and there's especially nothing I can do during the live show about changing the price, because we're up here streaming from all the devices. Nothing left to even look at. Oh, that's nice. I love that, guys. Okay. Over here, over there. We got this, we got that. You guys have been amazing. So we need some titles before we finish this one up. It's got to have a name. Maybe you can help me decide what that name is going to be just by typing it into the comments. And if somebody grabs it, they get to pick the name. If not, then I get to pick the name. And I might just pick the one that you put in the comments, but you got to type it out if you want me to see it. Man, that looks cool. What a painting this one looks like. Purple Haze, I like that. Beach Blast. Triple Eclipse, dig it. Violet Moon Rising, I like that one too. I like it. Violet Vibes, Star Sand. Yes, we're on another planet. Man, that's cool looking. Look at the clouds though too, seriously. The clouds, the dark gap in between. Maybe one thing that might make it just the smallest bit better. And that's just a maybe. Is if we were to extend that guy out just a little there, just so it's not a perfect straight line. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Just make sure that our white stays bright like on the front. Boom. Right? I never like them to just be just a perfect straight line thing. So if anything, maybe we pop this guy down. Make it get lower and lower and lower as it goes away. And then you got a little bit of oddity, a weird thing that's gonna make it look that much better. Okay. I love all you guys over there on YouTube and Facebook. I gotta have a device. Let's see. Soothing Beach, I like that. Twilight Tide, I like that one too. That's a cool one, guys. Cool one. Amethyst Beach. Thanks, Jen, I appreciate you. Peace and Destruction. Bad Moon Rising. Someone's a Creedence Clearwater fan. Someone's a Clearwater fan. Purple Glow, I like that too. Dude, every time we do a seascape, I get little white speckles all into my new tattoo. Well, gone over version of my old tattoo. Still fresh. So nice. I really like that one. I like it a lot, guys. Dark Side of the Moon. That one's cool too. Because it seems like we're already on another planet, right? Like, Dark Side of the Moon gives me vibes like we may be on another world. There we go. Yes! Okay. You guys know me. I'll sit up here and play with this thing forever until it's perfect. So it needs to be a little bit bright and then have that brightness kind of fade away into the slight bit of darkness. And that's just how I like to paint them, right? You don't have to do them that way. That's just how I find that when I look at them sometimes I go, man, I wish my front of my wave was a little bit brighter white. And so I tend to go back and put that thing in. Woo! Okay, that's a cool one. All right, I love you guys over there on YouTube and on Facebook. You guys have been amazing. I'm gonna end the stream over there because I never like them to go for too long. I cannot wait to see your versions of this painting. What do we use? 1, 3, 4, 8 colors all together. If you don't have the purple, that's okay. You don't have to have it. There. You don't have to have the purple in order to do the painting. You can mix your blue and your crimson together. All right, so you really only need 7. Or you really don't need the Madder Carmine. You could use the Bob Ross Crimson. You really only need 6 if we're really being cutting it down to everything. Just make sure you have your liquid clear base coat over your black canvas. You can buy the canvases black just like this, and then you paint over them and turn them into whatever you want them to look like. Man, I like this one so much. Okay, you guys have all been great. You can find more than just paintings over on my site, and I wish you head over there and check them out. It's me, Paint with Josh, right? That's how you got to do it. So, I love you guys. I can't wait to come back. Until I see you guys again next time, take care. Have the rest of a good day. And man, I actually almost hit the phone that time. Almost got it that time. Boop, over there on